Hello. Now this is a gelatin-free, sugar-free mirror glaze recipe. It is super easy as you don't need any thermometers, and I couldn't find any gelatin-free that is agar-agar based mirror glaze, which is important to me. I really don't like using gelatin. It's suitable for diabetics and also if you don't want your kids to go crazy on sugar. Now, first thing I did, I baked some cupcakes in a nice pottery barn cone-like mold, so they come reasonably okay. And this is my daughter. She's 11. She is going to pipe also sugar-free frosting. So the aim is to make it look like still the ice cream. I think she's doing quite well given her age. So that's once that's done, we are going to put them in a freezer. You can put in the fridge, but freezer is better. And for mirror glaze, half a cup of water, and we are going to put the agar agar. So with this particular brand, you need half a teaspoon for the half a cup of water, and make certain you mix really well. So it will need to boil, but it's important to mix it properly or you will have little pieces of gelatin in your final mirror glaze, which is not great. So while this is just boiling now, so we want just to give it like a minute. And once that is done, I want to add our natural sugar-free birch extract. So it's xylitol. It's a really mean name, but it's naturally extracted from birch. And we're going to use 5 ounces of it. I also like to use stevia, 100% pure extract powder, and we'll use some thickened cream, about 3/4 of the cup. You can use coconut cream, it works as fine. I made it with that as well. So this is our agar-agar mixture. It has been boiling, and this is 5 ounces of naturally derived xylitol from birch, so completely sugar-free, suitable for diabetics, and also will not cause your kids to go high on sugar. It gets a bit cloudy, but it will become completely clear once it dissolves and warms up. And you can see also important to mix. We don't want anything catching on the bottom of the pan, even though this is a fairly reasonable pot. Now, because it's chocolate, I'm going to use some cacao powder. This is raw cacao powder. You can use normal cacao. Just bear in mind you will not have all the antioxidants you would get in a cacao powder. So I like a little bit extra iron as well, which is handy. So 8 ounces in total. It's fine powder. And we are going to add this to the pot where we already have the xylitol and agar-agar. So just mix a little bit, add it all in. Now, it's much better, in my opinion, to use the whisk because you have all these little lumps that get created otherwise. So much easier than with a spatula. So whisk it really nicely, make certain it's completely dissolved. And you can see it's already dissolving quite nicely. So, and then we are going to add to this mixture 3/4 of the cup of the cream. Again, you can use coconut cream if you don't want to use dairy. Mix it all up. Now, from this point, we'll have to keep whisking because we don't want to boil the cream. We want to bring it to the high heat, but we are not going to boil it completely. Now, bear in mind, we are not using a thermometer. So as you whisk it, you'll feel it's getting thicker because not only we have the agar-agar, but we also now have the added cream into it as well. And you'll start feeling as you're whisking that it's getting thicker. It takes about 2 to 3 minutes. So as you can see, as I pull the whisk, you can see how quickly it's coming off the whisk. That's going to give you the really good indication. This is almost done now. Yep, we're going to whisk it 1 more minute at the moment, and this is pretty much done. You can see how it's actually changed its consistency and it's not running off straight away from the whisk. Yep, that means that this is done. So you want to strain it straight away. So we are straining it from the pot. Make certain as soon as you finish straining to put cold water on both the strainer and the pot just to rinse it off, so it's much easier to clean off afterwards. It is agar-agar and it will create gel-like consistency. So as soon as it's strained, just run it under the cold water, and the straining will ensure that there are no little lumps in your finished mirror glaze product, so it's really nice and shiny. So I should not forget to tell you, you should use the heat-proof glass because it is still quite hot. Just mix it a little bit because you don't want to form the skin on top, and it really cools faster. So approximately when you can touch it, it's approximately 100 degrees Fahrenheit, around 37.5 Celsius. Now we're going to take our cupcakes back from the fridge or freezer, and you always want to use some vessel that you can collect all the mirror glaze that you're going to pour over. So now we're going to pour it, and I actually didn't center it properly because I have 2 more cupcakes with I'm mirror glazing at the same time. So I always do it twice. So first time you just catch, oops, need to be a little bit more careful, but this is completely frozen. That's why the frosting didn't come off. So we're just going to put a little bit more mirror glaze on top. And we're going to give it another 30 seconds to a minute and glaze it again while everything is still warm. So again, you can use, because you're using you have lined the tray underneath, you can use this one still. And even if you have some leftovers, you can warm it up and reglaze. So this will not be wasted. But you can see how nice and shiny it already looks. And I really think it looks very much like an ice cream, but it's just a normal cupcake. So super easy, no thermometer, no gelatin, and also no sugar, which will save you quite a bit of calories. You can see here it's quite nice and shiny, nice mirror glaze. And I think it looks just like a chocolate. So intentionally the chocolate didn't run over, so it looks like a real chocolate cone that you can just enjoy. And it's delicious. So you can leave them out to warm up a little bit if you like, or you can put them back in a fridge so they remain nice and cold, so it's a little bit of a surprise. Great for kids' parties. Now you can use this mirror glaze on cakes or anything else you like. So post a comment, post your own recipes on the Facebook. Enjoy!